I forgot that I used to do these. So anyway, I played the demo for a game called My Friendly Neighborhood, made by another one of these Zemanskis that seem to be popping up everywhere. I'm working on a bunch of games that are looking really neat and cool and tight and sick. This is a first-person horror puzzle game in the vein of Resident Evil, but with the grimly cheerful veneer of a children's puppet show, your Sesame Streets, your Fraggles Rock, exploring the potential for horror without Resident Evil's recent fascination with making you feel like you're taking part in a live leak beheading, and focused on the subtle and inherent eeriness of dead-eyed, flappy-mouthed puppets that desperately want to befriend you and teach you basic educational concepts. In this brief slice of gameplay, you take control of a guy named Handyman Gordon, who arrives at the TV studio for a once popular show called The Friendly Neighborhood, a show which has been off the air for years but mysteriously begins invading the airwaves once again. Gordon is initially tasked with fixing what is assumed to be a malfunctioning antenna, broadcasting reruns, but instead finds himself shooting violent but still friendly puppets with an arsenal of literary-themed weapons and solving puzzles in a winding, complex puppet studio with all sorts of wacky shit going on. I don't actually know much about the plot, but as soon as I emerge from a slide and converse with a living sock puppet, I immediately want to know everything. Who are you? Who am I? What's this thing? Is this guy a friend? Is this guy a friend? No. I kind of feel like a dick wording it this way, but the first thing I was immediately struck with upon starting up this demo was something like, oh, this feels like a real game. But what I mean is, like, you're not immediately stuck with jank and half-realized ideas. This 15-ish minutes of gameplay already feels so confidently like a game. Everything's already kind of working for it, the mechanics and probably more so the theme. I can tell its creators have put a lot of thought and consideration into the concept and are already having fun with it. The enemy puppets spout a variety of fitting, helpful, and friendly things even while they're lurching towards you with their arms outstretched, and even after you've duct taped their limbs together to prevent them from coming after you again.
Oh, hey there!
Now take
It's nice to meet you.
I could probably think of changes or adjustments or additions that sound easy when I just throw it out, but likely require hugely rebalancing the entire thing. You know, jumping or sprinting, things I don't necessarily need. I've just come to expect, I guess. I don't know why a game you're allowed to not jump in a game. That's totally fine. I'll prove it. I'll never jump in my fucking life again. In the feedback on Steam, I can see people asking for a dedicated reload button, and like specifically because they gotta reload while a puppet is advancing on them, and it's stressful. And I mean, don't you kind of want that? You want an exhilarating reload time. But on a mechanical level, much of the things I would like out of a game like this have been addressed. You got a cute map that updates as you navigate areas, a grid inventory, cute rats. Come on, game after my own heart. And a designated weapon flip button that's one I didn't know I wanted, but I'm hoping it makes it into the final version. There was something embarrassing about how pleased I was after I solved the more significant puzzle in this demo pretty quickly, but it also does, like everything, model it after something a child would understand.
Will I remember this?
All the voice acting is very high quality. Everybody sounds the way they should sound. I can definitely see this game providing some moments of tension, maybe even some scares, all the while just having a persistently fun atmosphere. Even when I was startled by something, it was in a joyous way because the presentation of everything is charming and inventive.
I want to blow this fucker away with this thing.
So, yeah, I'd probably play this when it's out. Obviously, there are other franchises that do the whole taking a type of media targeted towards children and twisting it into something spooky thing, but those always seem to be restricted to that subsection of gaming where things are built around the possibility that you may be surprised by a spooky guy jumping out at you.
Oh. I'm just gonna close this and leave.
I guess what I mean to say is that this doesn't feel like an attempt to make a game specifically so streamers could scream at it. For the length of it, there wasn't a single jump scare in there. I don't see how there would be, since the puppets are like always talking.
Sleeping can be the best part of your day. I always start by getting
which is its own kind of unsettling, but I see a lot of effort put into this game. They seem to care about the game they're making, and I can pick apart little bits of design I've seen in other games I've played. We've probably played the same games, and really that's the only way I can connect with another person. There is a sort of a recognizable nerdery to it, which I can tell simply by the fact that even in this surreal fantasy scenario where you're holding some kind of childish abstraction of a gun that shoots letters out of it, it still makes like a grand ping when it's empty.
Oh, you son of a gun.
You're never alone.